Hey, it is Sunday evening, so guess what time that is? It's time for Learning with Lynn. So I'm Lynn Huber.
I'm Richard.
And this is Richard. I want to thank you guys for being here today. If you're here, be sure to say hi. If you're watching the replay, type replay so we know you were here. So I'm going to move some things around. Give me just a second to move some things and share my screen. Okay, boom. I am sharing my screen. And I want to welcome you out here today. This is Learning with Lynn, Sunday night. So before we get started, this is my blog right here. This is onlinebeautybiz.com. And hi, Karen. Good to see you. Thanks for letting me know you're here. You're the first one. So anyway, so this is my blog, onlinebeautybiz.com. Up at the top, if you're brand new, you'll want to click on Getting Started, because that'll take you through all the how do I get paid, how do I set up my website, how do I get started, right? How do I share my brochure, the basic stuff. So that's up there. On the left-hand side of my blog, you'll see this is the core, the main part, and this is all of my blog posts. On the right-hand side, they call that a sidebar. And on here is where you can sign up to receive my newsletters if you're not already getting them. There's also a search here. So if you're looking for something, how to do something, you can search for it. Or you can click on a category. If it's tagged with one of these categories, you'll find all of the articles in there for that category. If you're on your computer, it looks just like this. You have the main part and you have the sidebar. If you're on your phone, the sidebar moves down underneath the main part. So there's about 6 blog posts or so. And then you'll find the sign up to receive the newsletter and the search and the categories at the bottom. So that's how you do it on your phone. So today we are going to talk about this one right here, video marketing to build your Avon business. So, for many Avon reps, building an Avon business online might feel intimidating, right? I mean, the technology is changing all the time, such as video marketing, and it might be something that you might not feel comfortable with or sure about. And another reason might be you just don't have the confidence to put yourself out there. I know that a lot of you, not all of you, but some of you are afraid to go live. You're afraid to put yourself on camera. And so we're going to talk about that, right? But before we get into that, let's talk about the basics of building your Avon business. So there's really only 4 simple steps. Number 1, you need to prospect for new customers and recruits. Number 2, get a brochure into everybody's hand, every campaign. Number 3, follow up with everybody you gave a brochure to, every campaign. And number 4, take the order, submit it to Avon and deliver, or send them to your Avon store to get their order there. So going through them really quick. If you're brand new, that prospecting is going to be building your list. And your list is a living, breathing document. No matter how long you're with Avon, you should be constantly working on that list. I still have a list, and I've been in 20 years. But you're going to come up with a list of everyone you know, hopefully 200 people or more. And, just get them out of your head. It doesn't matter if they're going to be interested in Avon or not. Nobody's going to see this list but you. And then you're just going to work through them, and maybe you're going to set a goal for, 3 or 5 people or 10 people, whatever you want to do a day that you're going to reach out to. And it's just a quick reaching out to them. Hey, I just started my Avon business. I'm so excited. Would you like to see an Avon brochure? And if they say yes, then you get them the brochure, right? That's what we call prospecting. And every time they say yes, you can add them as a potential prospect to your follow-ups and we're going to talk about the daily 8 system. And so if they say yes and you add them to your list, that's somebody that you can count for the daily 8 system. But if you've worked through your list or whatever, now you need to find new ways to meet new people. Some of those ways might be video, like what we're going to talk about today. It might be just talking to the checker at the cashier at the check stand when you go through the grocery store and just saying, hey, something like I sell Avon. Would you like a brochure? If you have paper brochures, or if you're doing digital, you could say, hey, we have a brand new digital brochure. It's really cool. You can look at it on your phone. You literally can scroll through the pages. Would you be interested in seeing it? And then if so, you get their contact information, text them the brochure, or if you have a way, get a piece of paper, get their contact information, give them a brochure so that now you can follow up with them. And if you get their contact information, that counts as a potential qualified, a person, right? And we're going to talk about that in just a second. Then just 2 or 3 days later, you're going to follow up with whether it was from your list or somebody you met. You're just going to follow up and say, hey, I met you at Walmart, or, hey, I texted you the brochure a couple of days ago, just checking to see if there's anything you need. And now you're going to add them to your list. So they're going to get a brochure every campaign. They're going to get a follow-up every campaign. And then as time goes by, you'll get some orders, right? And so that's our list, 1, 2, 3, 4. Very simple. Hi, Lily. Good to see you. So we have what we call the Daily 8 system. It's a proven system. When you follow this consistently, the Daily 8 plan will help you be consistent in your business. It will help you maintain that consistency that's required to build a thriving team and exponentially expanding residual income. So instead of working 8 hours a day, you're working 40 hours a week. You're going to capture 8 points a day, 5 days a week, for a total of 40 points a week. And trust me, it's going to take a lot less time than an hour to get a point. So this, your Avon business, you're doing it because you don't want to do a full-time job, or maybe it's around your full-time job, right? Hi, Griselda, Pomona, California. Awesome. Thanks for being here. So right here it says, print this sheet and use it to track your weekly points. I already clicked on it and I downloaded it here. This is our Daily 8 system. It's like 9 pages, but most of this is just training. What you're really concerned about is page 2. This is where you're going to track how many points you have and all that. So you're just going to put the week of. So if you want to run your week from Sunday through the week, or from Monday, whatever, put that date here. So if you're starting it like on Sunday, you might put today's date, or you might put tomorrow's date, and figure out when you're going to work your business. You need to know this. You need to plan ahead of time when you're going to work your business, because if you don't plan it, it won't happen, right? So maybe it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe it's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because you need Wednesdays off. Maybe you're going to mostly be working on the weekends. Whatever. Figure out when you're going to work your business, and then you're going to give yourself points for accomplishing all of these things. So prospecting for customers, give out a brochure and collect contact information. 1 point for every name. So going back to where I was talking earlier, if you are working through your list and you're calling people, and if they say, yes, I would like a brochure, give yourself a point for them. You're not giving a point for every person you talk to, just the ones that you're adding to your follow-up system. You got their contact information. Obviously, you already had their contact information, but they've given you permission to send them a brochure, right? Or if you're out and about and you're getting contact information from people you're meeting in the store or at the daycare center or wherever you are, then you can give yourself a point for that. We also teach about, in our trainings, we teach about how to prospect on social media. We talked about that last week. So if they say yes and they would like you to follow up with them or whatever, they would like a brochure, that counts as a name, right? So however you get them, doesn't matter. It just, you collect their names, and 1 point for every name. Then follow up with them 2 to 3 days after meeting them. That's that quick, hey, I gave you a brochure 2 days ago, just checking to see if there's anything I need. And now they're going to go into your regular follow-up system. And now you're going to get a brochure to them every campaign. You're going to get follow-ups every campaign. And then, you get a point for placing your order. You get points for sorting and delivering your customer orders. I put 1 point here. You know what? Figure a point for every hour, or a point for every half hour, or whatever. If you're spending all day sorting the order, give yourself more points for it, right? Passive prospecting, I just gave you 1 point for that because you're not getting contact information. That's putting brochures out door to door, or maybe putting them in, I don't know, nail salons or hair salons or whatever. Again, you could do 1 point per hour or whatever, but obviously not 1 point for every book you put out, right? Passive social media, prospecting on social media, that's kind of be a time-based thing too, right? 1 point for every hour or every half hour or whatever. And there's all the way down through here. There's personal development, there's training, all kinds of stuff. Avon U, give yourself a point, because all of those is working your business. You'll want to spend the bulk of your time, though, in the top half of this, because active prospecting, getting a name and number and following up, is how your business is going to grow. You obviously need to do training. You need to learn. So those things down here are important too. But as you're working for your 8 points a day, make sure these are only 2 points or something, and the other 6 would come from the top part. That's how you're going to build your business. Hi, Mary. Good to see you from Colorado Springs. Thanks for being here. So this is our Daily 8 system. And did you have something else? Okay, this is our Daily 8 system, so you can print that sheet. You click here again to download it. We have a Daily 8 challenge. So whether you're on our team or not, doesn't matter. We support everybody. So you can be a part of it if you want. So you can click here to log your weekly numbers. That's just yourdaily8.com. Takes you to this. And this is just a form that you fill out, and it basically is how many points did you earn, what were your wins this week, or what did you accomplish, what did you not do so well, and how can you do better next time. And that's pretty much it. And this is not a judgment. This is judgment-free zone. I'm here to support you. Richard and I both are here to support you. We're not here to judge you. And so, the reason we do this is because if you tell me what your wins were, what you accomplished, you're already going to know, hey, that worked really good for me. I'm going to do it again. right? Or if you didn't do something very well, I don't know, maybe you talked to somebody and you verbally threw up all over them, and you realize now that you probably said way too much. Now you already know that. And so you won't do it again because you already, acknowledge that, right? Or maybe, I don't know, maybe you weren't consistent. You just didn't get the motivation to get yourself up and moving, and how can you do better next time? Well, you've already answered that for yourself because this is your business. So by answering these things for yourself, then you know what to do next time. And each week you get better and better at it, right? And then I just use this just to help you. Number one, you can be accountable to me if you want to. Number two, if I see something in here that maybe you're struggling with, that I have something that could help you, I might email you and say, hey, here's a blog post that explains that in more detail, or here's an idea that might help you. Or I might recognize you in the Online Beauty Biz Facebook group, or I might send you a card. All of this is just me to support you. That's it. There's no judgment here. But you can fill out this form, be a part of our Daily 8 every week. And then be sure to join our Online Beauty Biz Facebook group. Hopefully you're already all in it. This is the Online Beauty Biz Facebook group. And then here is a blog post, automating your follow-ups. This is what I'm talking about, where we use Campaign Mailer to mail our brochures. We use Project Broadcast to text everyone that hey, my order's going in on Wednesday. If there's anything you want, let me know by Tuesday night. And we also use Dial My Calls for the little old ladies that we only have landlines for. And it's just a pre-recorded voicemail where I just go, hi, this is Lynn, your Avon lady. Just a quick reminder, my order goes in on Wednesday. Those are the follow-ups that we do. And I teach you, and there's even a video here, I teach you how to do all of that. And it's all spelled out here. So that is automate your follow-ups. But it's also right here, learn more about automating your follow-ups. Okay, so again, we're here to support you. It doesn't matter if you're on my team or not. I really feel like a rising tide lifts all the ships in the harbor, right? And we were just talking about this with somebody else the other day. We had an event Saturday and we were talking about this. But, I don't have a problem with sharing what I know with you, because there's plenty of sales to go around. There's plenty of recruits to go around. There's more than enough. And if I share my success tips with you and you use them, our Avon as a whole is going to grow. And there will be more customers and more recruits, and we'll just grow as a whole. And if you don't use them, then I guess it's on you, right? But there's no reason for me to be afraid of sharing my tips with you, because some of you won't even use them. But hopefully you do. And if you do, then we rise all of Avon. Avon as a whole gets better. Hi, Caddy. Good to see you. Love you too. So anyway, today we're going to talk about video marketing. So, the younger generation, they've grown up so immersed in social networks and apps, and they really don't have any reluctance to being on screen and talking about whatever comes to mind, right? But those of us that are like older, like me, you maybe didn't have this. You're not sure how to connect with people, right? And so you're going to have hesitations and fears, and you're going to need to get over them and master things like video marketing. Video marketing is such a valuable tool for your business because it captures more of your personality, and it makes it easier for your target audience to build a bond with you. Have you ever noticed when you're watching a show, like let's just say you watch a series and you watch it every week, there's certain actors in that series. It's not even an actor, it's the actual person in the series. You fall in love with them, or you feel a connection to them, and you feel like you know them. Mm-hmm. And that's what video does, is that as you're doing video, people will watch you and they'll connect with you. Some won't. So, and sometimes there's haters. I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes there's haters, but you know what? They're actually pretty rare. Most people, if they don't like you, they'll just move on. But you're going to find people that will connect to you. I think Caddy is one of those that I found. She found me on YouTube and connected with me. And I love you, Caddy. Thank you. But Mary says, scared to death. Mary, oh, come on. It's not that bad. We're going to talk about it, though. But anyway, so people that get to know who you are, they feel like they know you. I mean, even if you watch the news every night, you start to feel like you know the news reporters, right? Because you see them all the time. You see their mannerisms. You see how they act, how they talk. And it's a whole lot more real than just seeing a Facebook post or something, on a Facebook post or blog post or anything, right? Video marketing is powerful. Since I started doing it, I actually do 2 video lives every day now. I do one in the morning that is product centered. I'm not necessarily trying to sell the product, but I'm talking about a different product every day, which kind of builds up for me a library of all the products. And when people are searching for that product, they can see what I had to say about it. And that's one thing. And I'm doing now a 30-second personal development that I usually post in the evenings, and I have to keep it at less than 30 seconds, so it's usually really precise. But you know what? Since I've been doing those, my sales have tripled. My online sales have tripled, and it's just amazing what that does for you. I mean, I'm selling now. I was selling like $100 to $300 a campaign online. Now my sales are up to $800, $900, $1,000, sometimes even more a campaign, and that's like, oh, that's what I love. I love building the online part, right? That's what video marketing will do for you. And but you got to know it's not set in stone. There's no rule that says, hey, if you do video, this is what you're going to get. It's not. But it's about you building a connection with people. And there's no better way to build a connection than with video. And so video is some people think of it as something that other people do, not themselves, right? The technical tasks involved, in recording and editing it and then publishing it and then putting yourself on camera, that's enough to make any non-techie Avon rep freeze up, right? Mm-hmm. But those of us who do use video have an advantage when we're connecting. That's what I'm saying. And it's not hard to master. Even if it's an unknown strategy for you and it can seem intimidating, it's really not that hard. The thing is you just do it. Once you do it, you do terrible at it, right? And you can say that. I've had reps do that. They've said, I'm live. This is my first time. I'm not comfortable. I don't even know where to look. And they say that on the video. And you know what? Their customers eat it up. They love it because they're being real. So don't worry about that, right? And so a lot of times when people have worries about video, they're usually pretty superficial. They have concerns about their appearance, or they worry about their lack of confidence as a niche expert. They think that that lack of confidence or that they don't know what they're talking about is going to come through. And if you learn how to minimize those fears, you're going to tap into the traffic that video marketing can bring you. And we'll give you some steps to help you get through that. But video marketing is going to give you that opportunity to reach your audience in a different way. Some people only learn from videos. Other people like to read maybe, but they like to break up the monotony of reading with an occasional video. YouTube, the number one search engine in the world is Google. We all know that, right? Do you know that YouTube is the number 2 search engine? In fact, some people go to YouTube first when they're searching for something. Griselda says, I'm doing some videos, but I record them and then post them. Hey, and that's totally okay, Griselda. Actually, my 30-second videos, I do that too, because I post them to so many places and I edit them. I add captions and stuff first. That's totally okay because you're doing them. That's awesome. The one advantage to live video, in my opinion, is if it's pre-recorded, people are expecting it to be better because it's pre-recorded. Whereas if you're live, they totally allow you to make mistakes. They're totally like, well, she's live, And one way to look at it too is if I were to go out, if I were to meet you for lunch and let's say Mary, okay, Mary, I'm meeting you for lunch and we're talking and whatever I say, I say. I mean, when we leave that restaurant, whatever we said, we might remember what the conversation was about. We might even remember some words, but we're not going to remember every little detail, right? Whereas if you do a live video, that's how I see that as. You do the video, you're live, you do your talk, and you go. And, if you meet somebody for lunch, you're not going to go back and go, well, I said too many times, or, oh, I that part was bad. Because when you're in a video, you break it apart. You're like, oh, that was bad. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I blinked wrong there, whatever, right? But you don't do that when you're just meeting somebody face to face. So when you're doing a live video, you need to think about it that way. I'm talking to a friend face to face. We're having lunch, we're having coffee, whatever it is. And just look at your camera, look at the little light on your camera and imagine that there's a person there that you're talking to. That does help, right? But there's so many ways you can use video. I mean, you can put it on so many different social media platforms. You can embed it in blog posts. You can put it on your about page, or if you happen to have an opt-in or squeeze page, you can even put a video on your Avon online store. You can put like a YouTube video there of you welcoming your customers to your store. So Mary says, good point. Well, it is. It's true. And what's funny is when I do live video, I very rarely ever go back and watch it because it's done. It's live and it's done and I've moved on. So I don't even know if I blew it. I usually know when I'm talking, but yeah. But so once you start doing video, you're going to start finding that your audience is more comfortable with you because they do start feeling like they know you. That's just a side benefit of putting yourself out there. They're getting to know you better. They're getting to know your voice, your smile, and that connection is going to help you increase your subscriber list and ultimately your profits. And I already told you, YouTube is your second largest search engine. And so by having a YouTube channel, you're adding one more way that you can beat the competition when it comes to garnering the attention of your target audience. And even on Google itself, if you're searching for something on Google, YouTube videos show up on Google. So if you have a video on YouTube and somebody searches for something, your YouTube video might come up at the top of the search list on Google, which is awesome. Okay, so that's all live video. There's another thing you can do is screen capture video. So this is actually Diane Hernandez taught this at the Avon convention, the first live we had in the middle of COVID. She taught a little bit about how to do this using Canva. So you can find that in Avon U, that training. But that's a way you can do this, is you can create screen captures, or you can create slides like PowerPoint slides or something like that. And then you can speak as you go through the presentation. And so many Avon representatives like this option because it still allows them to use video where the audience can hear their voice, but it doesn't force them to put their face on the screen. Or if they put it on the screen, it's very small, little down in the bottom, right? And so the best way to do that, or the first one way to do that is slideshow presentations. They give you a very professional appearance for your recording, and you can brand and style it to whatever best suits your audience. So your slideshow can be as long as you want or as short as you want as far as how many slides you have. And then just make sure that you pause enough for the viewer to read what's on the slide. Don't rush through it too fast and you don't want to have too many words on a slide. Make it so it's really easy for them to read, right? And you can do that with your computer if you have PowerPoint. But another option, which is totally free, is Canva. So they have a ton of built-in slideshow presentations that you can customize. And Diane did this on the training for Avon. I think it was how to create an opportunity video using Canva and using the slideshows. And so you can create these slides with Canva, and then when you have it all ready to go, you can even put your script in the side in Canva. They let you do that. And then when you're ready to go, you click on record, and it'll put a picture of you down at the bottom, and your slide will be up there, and you'll just work through your slides and you'll do your show. And it's actually really easy to do. And so this is perfect if you're teaching someone online, such as how to navigate your online store or how to use the try it on tool, So to capture your screen, you use Camtasia, or there's a free version of another program called Cam Studio that you can use to capture your screen. That would be a program that runs in the background that looks at your screen as you're looking, kind of like how you guys are looking at my screen now, right? I'm using, obviously, Facebook Live to do that. And you can do that too, but that would be live. So using these tools, you'll be able to choose the size of the screen recording. You can blur out or highlight things on the screen. You can manipulate the audio because you can go back and edit them and change things. And so that's another way to do it. Video marketing is a great tool to be used to promote your Avon products. So people considering the purchase of something, they like to see a video clip of it being discussed and possibly being used before they spend the money on it. So if you want to use a video media to discuss your experience or your feelings or your thoughts about the product, if you have it available, you can hold it up, right? You can say, oh, here's this product I'm talking about, and show them what it looks like, right? But you know what? Don't let that stop you if you don't have it. I've done it before where I pulled out an Avon brochure. Literally, you could pull out an Avon brochure and you could say, okay, look, we have this VDL, so jelly, right? And you could show it to them just like that as you're talking. So that's another way to do it, right? You might even be able to pit it against a similar product to show the difference between the two if you're good at that, right? Or if you know enough, you can say, this is our Avon product and this is whatever, Clinique, and look, here's the differences between the two. If that's something you're comfortable doing, then hey, that's a big plus for you, right? Many times customers head straight to YouTube to see if there's a video on a product before buying it. They actually prefer video, especially when it's talking about products, because they feel like if you're talking about it, they get a better feel for what the product's like and what you think about it and how you like it and how you use it, that kind of thing. So Make sure if you're using video as public reviews that you maximize its potential by using descriptions and keywords that relate to the topic, so you'll give your video a title, you'll put keywords in, maybe hashtags that refer to that topic. So maybe you're doing the clinical eye lift pro, right? Well, your video title might be an Avon Reps Clinical Eye Lift Pro, but you might also want to put in your description eye lift or sagging eyebrow, what do you call it? Eyelid, yeah, or dark circles under your eyes, because those are the things people are going to search for. They might not be searching for Clinical Eye Lift Pro, but they might be searching for how do I deal with dark circles. So make sure you put it in your description, dark circles or sagging eyebrows? Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, right? Because those are the things. Think about what people might be searching for. And then also, you want to create a tight recording. You don't want to waste a lot of the viewer's time, especially if you're going to record it. If you're live, it's a little tougher. If you're live, you want to try to be concise and not spend a lot of time going around in circles or, whatever. Just keep it concise. And if you're creating a video yourself, maybe you could cut out any chunks of dead air or wasteful moments. Again, that comes with experience. Don't worry about it in the beginning. But as you get better at editing videos, you can, if you have a lot of dead space or maybe if you're humming and hawing too many times, you can even take some of those out, right? That's something you could do. Griselda says, would those words go in the description or tags? Actually, both. Actually, because it depends on which, depends on the platform you're on. So like if it was YouTube, they don't really use tags so much, so you would have it in the description. I would probably put those words in the description, but use them in a sentence, make it so that, because your description is like somebody's going to read it. So it'd be like, hey, learn about how Clinical Eye Lift Pro can help you remove sagging eyelids and help you reduce dark circles under your eyes. And then you might have tags that say dark circles or sagging skin or whatever those are, right? So so both. So each platform has their own requirements. Oh, I said make sure to take advantage of every social media platform. So you got YouTube, Vimeo, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and each platform has its own requirements. For instance, Instagram is 60 seconds for Reels. But so when I do my morning video, which is a product information video, that's usually 2.5 to 3.5 minutes. That's too long for Instagram Reels, but I can post that to IGTV, Instagram TV. Anything over 60 seconds you can put on IGTV. But you can't put it on, like a Facebook story is only 25 seconds, I think. But you can upload a video to Facebook. So my 30-second, that's why I keep my other ones under 30 seconds, so I can put them everywhere. I put them on Facebook stories. I put them on Instagram Reels. I put them on Twitter. I put them on TikTok. And that's why those I just call them my short videos, but they're less. Usually I try to keep them around 25 seconds if possible. But so some reps who like to use video for their products, but instead of catering only to fans on video, they might provide other social media formats. So like audio only file or text-based transcripts. Those are a great way so you can multitask. You can create your video, but then you can also publish somewhere else the transcript of it or the audio of it on a podcast. So it's just, as you get going, there's lots of different ways to use it. And so if you have a blog, you can embed that video on your blog, right? And you can add the transcript in the body of the blog along with it. So anyone who lands there, they can actually read it as you're speaking. And it's like 2 ways for them to see it, right? So other uses, product reviews and product creation aren't the only 2 ways you can use video. Maybe you could turn the tables and get your audience involved. Right? Video testimonials are really effective. So much more than just a simple short quotes with a static picture that a lot of times many marketers use, right? So you can ask your customers to create a video testimonial, and then you can share that on social media, or if you have a blog, you can embed it into your blog so other people can see and hear the glowing reviews. You might interview other people in the industry about their beauty expertise on camera using like a split screen effect. So you have 2 people on a Facebook Live with 2 people or 3 people or however many. Maybe you have a friend who's a beautician or a hairdresser or a nail salon girl, nail tech. you could bring them in to talk about your Avon products, but their expertise, how to do it, maybe how to do their eye makeup a certain way, or how to do a certain look on the nails, or whatever. I mean, use your imagination. There's all kinds of things you can come up with. Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. So you could create somewhat of a news channel if you wanted to. You could create, and you could, this would be something where this would, you'd have to be doing a lot of research. So this is like if you want to create like a niche thing, like a news channel. So the types of videos posted on that channel should be full of like news stories and trending information, so that as soon as something breaks, your video is the first to grab the attention for it. So that's, you know, you can create video replies to other video marketers. So if someone else does a video on something, you could do a reply to that video, and you know, that's another way to do it. So whether you agree with them, disagree with them, or just have more to add, whenever you see someone else's video that evokes a response in you, it's a good idea to post a video reply. And so you can post that in YouTube, and you can link to the other video that you're responding to. And so that actually helps you leverage somebody else's videos traffic that they did. Right? And then let them know you did it. Send them a message on YouTube. Let them know you did it. Because if you're not, I mean, you know, obviously you don't want to mealy mouth them, or this is a positive thing that I'm talking about here, right? And it just might be, hey, here's another way to look at it, and here are my thoughts on it. And if that person likes what you're doing, then they might share with their followers that you have this video. Right? So you don't want to be a troublemaker, like where all you ever do is create videos slamming another expert. That doesn't do anybody any good. We're all here to lift each other up, right? Not to tear people down. So here is 15 tips to help you master video marketing. So there's lots of ways to do it, lots of tips, and some of these may not apply to you. Some of them will. Some of them might really help you. So tip number 1, stop being afraid. So there you go. Who was afraid? Mary, scared to death. Stop it. Mary, stop being afraid. I mean, you're not the only one, Mary. A lot of people are afraid. I was afraid. And you know what? Sometimes you just have to do it. Sometimes you just have to feel the fear and do it anyway. And the more you do it, the easier it is. And then you're not afraid anymore. So if you're worried about online trolls making comments that will hurt your feelings, you're never going to get to use videos, right? Just because anyone who's online, that's online, if you put yourself out there, sometimes you have to deal with these immature idiots out there, and you just have to ignore them, block them, and carry on. This is not my videos, but I lately have really been struggling with Instagram, because it seems like everything I post on Instagram, I get 20,000 spam posts on it. Yeah, I knew that was mine, she says. I knew that was mine, yeah. So when I've been posting to Instagram lately, I post an image, or sometimes they're my videos, but they're not bad-mouthing me. What they're doing is saying, post it on my page. And I get like 20 of those. And it's like, stop spamming my posts, you know? So, I mean, it's just, you just have to delete them or block them or whatever, right? I mean, you can always go to extreme measures. If it gets out of hand, you can close comments, or you can delete comments. And, but that's really not the issue, really. There are some people out there that are scumbags that are going to drag you down, but they're really rare. Jim Rohn says there's only 6 in the world. They move around a lot, he says. But no, it's really not. You're really not going to have a big problem with that. More likely, you're going to have people that fall in love with you. And the cool thing is, keep this in mind. If they don't like you, they most of the time are not going to say anything. They're just going to move on, and you will never know that they were even there. But if they like you, then they become your raving fans, and then you get to meet them, and you get to start talking to them, and that makes you feel better. So the people, that's what's so cool about online and video and even blogging. The people that like you follow you. The people that don't like you, they go away, and they're gone, and you don't have to worry about them. So you just keep working on building the people that like you, right? So just remember, all you have to do is put your best foot forward. You don't have to be perfect. You know, try to wear clean clothes, brush your hair, brush your teeth, look presentable, right? But it's not a beauty contest. It's not about you trying to win over the judges. It's not about how good do you speak or anything like that. I have people on my team that do videos that don't speak very well, but they still have a following because the people that connect with them. That's just how it is. And Sherry says, never respond to them. Yeah. If somebody is bad-mouthing you, I usually will delete it, but don't respond to them because it doesn't do any good, right? Okay, tip number 2, don't let your audience get distracted. So sometimes it's hard for your viewers to concentrate when you have too much going on in your video. So if you have a big mess behind you, if your room is a mess, it can cause your viewers to focus on the wrong thing. So make sure that everyone in your home knows that you're recording, and you don't want your kids yelling or playing in the background. You don't want your husband walking by naked or whatever, because that will distract them. And, I've noticed that myself, even like watching the news. And, because of COVID, we've had a lot more the news people have to interview people from their home, right? I mean, they're on Zoom calls just like the rest of us, right? And it's funny, I will be looking at it and I'll be going, oh, look at that in their house. Look at that bookcase. I really like that. And, you're not really paying attention to them. So you have to be careful about that.
Yeah, they'll have a dog or cat running in the background.
Yeah, but it can distract you.
Yeah.
And so make sure the lighting is good, because dark and dingy recording is another distraction. So get a light. Get one of those circle lights, or there's all kinds of lights you can get from Amazon that you can put that will lighten up the room, right? Number 3, don't let too much time pass between recordings. So if video marketing intimidates you, then you'll feel better the more you do it. It becomes easier. But if you only do it once every 6 months, you're never going to get past your fear. You also won't be able to improve on things. So you want to get a regular system going, whether it's once a week, 3 times a week, once a day, whatever you want to do. Tip number 4, emulate other experts. So look at what other people are doing. Which channel has the kind of presentation and engagement that you'd like to see? I mean, I'm not saying to copy somebody, but figure out what it is about that, what it is that they're doing that people like. Maybe it's the time of the videos, the way they are quick to deliver valuable bite-sized information, or maybe it's because they're upbeat and positive, that they make you smile and make you feel good every time that they publish a video. So kind of try to emulate that. Griselda, okay, sorry, watch the replay. Thank you for being here. Number 5, don't record in the same spot every day. Well, you know what I do for my mornings, because I do it on my computer and it's right here in my office, and so that's what you get. When I do my 30-second ones, I try to move around the house. Sometimes I'm outside. You want to try to move around. If you have a specific place like a home office, that's fine. That's fine. But sometimes you might want to mix it up a little bit, or you can go outside or go to a local botanic gardens or whatever. Maybe a soothing and relaxing spot. Those are all things that can help you. Number 6, don't hem and haw. So the frustration level that arises when viewers have to sit and wait as a presenter fixes something, tries to remember something, or writes out everything on a whiteboard is infuriating. And so you want to have everything ready to go before you hit record. Your viewers' time is precious. And I think all of us are guilty of this. When we look at videos, we want short videos. I don't know, you guys, if you're scrolling through Facebook and you see a video that's an hour, how many times do you just scroll past it because you don't have an hour to watch it? Or even if it's 20 minutes, the short videos, like 30 seconds to 2 or 3 minutes, those are the best videos. Those are the ones that people will watch. And I bet you will find that's true for you too, right? Number 7, let your personality shine through. You don't have to be a comedian or a night show host, but just try to use some inflection in your voice and don't stay monotone. Try not to read your presentation. Maybe have some notes to keep you on track and jog your memory. But, and it's okay to use hand gestures. I'm talking like crazy right now. But you want to keep things lighthearted as you record, just like if you were talking to somebody in real life, face to face, just be you, right? And then number 8, make improvements whenever you see something wrong. So, it's like anytime you start something, you have to be bad at it before you can be good at it. And it's the same thing with video marketing. Nobody is an expert, right? Maybe your equipment starts out being nothing. I mean, literally, you can go live with just your phone. You don't need more equipment than that. But maybe as time goes by, you might get better lighting, or you might get a better camera, or you might, different things. Or you could be learning stuff as you go. And so you get better and better at it. Get the length right? So is it ever okay to record for an hour or more? Sure it is. But research has shown that the sweet spot for videos is like 3 to 5 minutes. And if you have an hour's worth of content, you might consider breaking it up into bite-sized pieces. I mean, if it's a training and you're training people, they expect it to be an hour. But if it's just you being live on YouTube or on Facebook, they don't typically want it to be an hour. Does that make sense? So if it's a live webinar, of course, you're not going to stop every 5 minutes and break it up. You're going to record the duration of the event. But if it's just a tip you're sharing, keep it in a shorter time frame, and then maybe send it to your viewers or on your blog. Maybe you could say to your viewer, hey, here's this short video. This is this and this. If you want to learn more, go here to learn more, right? And send them to your blog post, or send them to Avon's blog post, or on your online store or whatever. Tip number 10, pay attention to subtle comments. So sometimes your customers will be giving you feedback. They might mention things like they loved your video. They might also mention things that annoyed them. So instead of arguing with them, just thank them and remember those tips for future recordings. It might be something like not sipping your coffee while recording, or not recording when your dog is constantly barking in the background. Some of those things you might not realize. You're so used to hearing your dog barking all the time, you might not even realize that it's coming across on your video. Maybe your people are having a hard time following you. So sometimes if you hear subtle comments about things that could be distracting your viewers, then use it in the manner intended. Use it as an idea, and know that for future, okay? Switch up your styles a bit. So, you're going to be dealing with different people, right? Every time you go live, it might be different people. And so you might not, you want to switch it up because you don't know what's going to resonate best with your audience. So, it might be you sitting at a desk talking, or it might be saying, watch me as I do this, and you teach somebody how to do something on your computer. Or you might be standing in a room at a whiteboard giving an enthusiastic tutorial. You might be, sometimes you might be toned down and going slower, and sometimes you might be hyped up and moving fast with your excitement. Just depends on what you're talking about and what your video is about. But switch up your styles a little bit so it's not the same thing all the time. And then turn a single video into a series, especially if it's longer. It's better to do that in a series. So I have 12 ways to help you look younger. Watch me over the next 12 days and I'll give them to you, and give 1 tip a day, something like that, right? And you can always say, for the rest of my tips, see my YouTube channel, or see my Facebook page, or whatever, wherever the rest of your videos are, right? And that's a way not only to get them to watch them because they're short, but it's also a way to get them looking for you, saying, oh, wow, I really like what she's doing. What else does she have? And they go to look for the other 11 things, right? And then don't be too proud to outsource aspects. So maybe if you're not good at making presentation slides, you can outsource it. You don't have to do it yourself. You might have a teenager who's good at it, who can get on Canva and make those slides for you. Or you could pay somebody to do it if that's how you need to do it. So don't be afraid to maybe have somebody help you if you need help. And try not to be too stiff, right? Sometimes people are too stiff during their presentations. They read off a script and it's monotone, right? And so you want your conversation to be casual and conversational. If you write a script, write it to be casual and conversational. Add some things into that script to make it look like you're just live, that you're not actually reading the script. And try not to read the script. And then look at the camera lens. This is something I think people don't realize. When you're on a live, I mean, my camera's up here, but the video of me is down here. I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing. The video of me is down here. And so I should be looking up there. I should be looking at you, not looking at me down here, because otherwise I'm looking down and it doesn't look to you like I'm looking at you, right? So your viewer, it kind of turns people off because you're looking at yourself and you don't need to see yourself. You know what you look like. Look at there's a light. What's really cool is most cameras have a light on them. So look at that light, because that's where the person you're talking to is. And that helps them bond with you. And it feels as if you're talking to them, directly to them. So practice covering the lens with your finger if you need to do that. Or if you have a light, then just focus on that light. And if you need a reminder, then get a permanent marker or something. Make a note of where you need to look, although hopefully you won't need to do that. Again, like I said, the light really helps if you have a light. So you've got this. So becoming a video marketer can feel a little awkward at first. It can be, I mean, like I said, if you start something new, you have to suck at it before you can get good at it. That's just how it is. Little kids that learn how to walk, they suck at walking. They fall. How many times before they learn how to do it, right? When you learn to ride a bike, how many times do you fall before you learn how to do it? Well, when you're creating videos and you're starting to do videos, you're going to fall before you can do it. And sometimes those falls is what's going to endear people to you if you're being honest and upfront and real. There's nothing wrong with you saying, oh my gosh, I'm not used to doing lives. Here I am talking to you. I'm not even sure if I'm looking at you in the right place. But please have patience with me. I'm getting better at it, right? And they're going to follow your journey. And if they like you, they're going to follow it. And that's what they're going to see that likes them about you, right? So don't worry about weeding out those who don't like you, because you're not going to know about them. They're going to watch your video. They're going to start to watch your video, and then they're going to go away. You're not even going to know about them in most cases. And it's not a personal dig against you. It's just they didn't make the connection, right? If you're out and you're dating and you're looking for a husband, you can't marry every man. But it doesn't mean you don't like all the men. It's just that you make that connection with one, right? Well, it's the same thing here. And so you want to attract the people who are attracted to you. That's your tribe. The people who are attracted to you, they will come. I promise you, even if you're not any good at it, even if you suck, even if you think you're fat or you think you're ugly or whatever, it doesn't matter, because the people who are attracted to you will be there and you will attract them. And over time, you will attract more and more and more. And that's what's so good about video marketing, because it helps you to build your tribe. So that's really what I have. Do you have anything you want to add?
No, that was great. Yeah, like you said earlier, the big thing is about chunking. It's even like this. This is a long one, but if you have anything that's long and you really want to learn it, it's best to just chunk it, to break it down into bite-sized pieces. And you can break this because you have the whole recording on this. You can go in and go section by section, break it down so you understand it.
Right. But if you're doing lives, break it down so that you have shorter videos. Right. It's better to have 10 short videos than one long video. Besides, 10 short videos gives people 10 chances to find you.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, that's what I have for you guys today. Let me come back to just us. Okay. So we are just us. So I want to thank you guys for being here today. I am going to make an announcement tonight. We are going to go dark for the summer. Sherry says, I love your sucky part. Well, I love you too, Sherry. We both suck together, right? Yeah. So we are going to be dark for the rest of the summer. I mean, it looks like there's really only 5 people on, and I appreciate all of you guys. I love you guys, and I appreciate you being here. But I think people are on vacation. I think that's even more true this year because of COVID. People are like anxious to get oh my gosh, the state has finally opened up. Get me out of here. And so people are off and they're having fun and they're not on our lives. And hey, that's totally fine. So we are going to go dark for the rest of the summer. Watch for us to come back. I don't know, maybe the first part of September, maybe when school starts. We will be back though, and I will still continue publishing trainings on onlinebeautybiz.com. I'll still be in the Facebook groups to support you. I'll still be doing the daily 8 and recognizing and helping you with that. So we're not going away anywhere, but we're just not going to have lives for the rest of the summer. Okay? Yeah,
there's plenty of content here too. If there's questions that you have, you can always go to the Online Beauty Biz and just go to the section and check it out. See what the categories are.
So let's see. Sherry says, thank you for your time. Lisa says, thank you. And Mary says, I'm going for the nose and sucking. Enjoy your
right
summer.
On. Go, Mary.
Well, you know, Mary, that's just it. By the time we come back after the summer's over, you're going to be amazing at doing videos. I know that. I know you will be. So awesome. Go for the nose and go suck. Go suck first so you can get good at it. And let's see. Debbie says, I really appreciate all you do. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have an amazing evening. We'll see you online. And then we'll be back on the lives right around the time school starts again, when vacations are over. So have a great day. Have a great week. And we'll talk soon.
Have a fun summer, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye.